everybody, this is Jewelyn. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to my early birthday plant haul. I am here in cold, gloomy Northern California, East Bay, Oakland. I am wrapping up my crazy week of filming for the main channels, and if you haven't watched the Come With Me, Hang Out With Me visiting 6 plant nurseries, when I arrived here on 2.5 hours of sleep, driving 6 hours, so give all these videos a thumbs up because I really had to not sleep to be able to get out here first thing in the morning, because I only had one free day, which was Friday, before doing 2 pop-ups Saturday and Sunday. And on a Monday, there's nothing really happening here. A lot of the restaurants are closed, a lot of coffee shops are closed, and a lot of plant nurseries are closed. And I have to teach my client of the day this afternoon, so I must drive back to Santa Monica. But I needed to film these videos and share with you my early birthday plant haul, because with my crazy schedule this summer, I'm not going to be really home at all. Half the time I'm going to be in Las Vegas, and for my birthday I'm going to Africa, so I won't be able to plant shop in August or July. So here we are. We're going to be talking about the plants. A lot of them were repurchased, and I won't really say why because it wasn't my fault and we're not going to talk about it. But if you're super close with me, then you know the reason why. The plant that I repurchased is my cactus fern. Something happened to it the beginning of the year, and it was not my fault. We're not going to talk about it, but if you're super close with me, you know what happened to my original mother plant. It's still somewhat there in the collection, living in the patio. But when I came across this, I said, you know what, I'm gonna repurchase it, and if anything, I can maybe take one of the cuttings to maybe the Las Vegas house to see how it does. It is a cactus, so maybe it might do good in my Las Vegas home, and I don't mind taking one section maybe that splits off to a Y, and let's see how it does. I don't mind because I already have this plant in the collection. And then if I can, maybe I might add this one with my mother plant, who's living in a coco coir basket in coco coir mixture. This is probably living in like cactus mixture. I rarely see this plant for sale, so that's probably another reason why I purchased it. I think yeah, it's not a very common plant. Sound off in the comments down below if the cactus fern in your part of the world is a common plant, and if you do see it being sold, is it big like this, small, large? My original mother plant that I bought was probably, I don't know, it was very big when I bought it, a lot bigger than this. So I repurchased this plant, one of my favorite plants, so I didn't mind repurchasing it again, especially it's not really common in my part of the world. Another repurchased plant, my string of turtles, my peperomia prostata. My original one I purchased from San Diego. It was, I think, in a 6-inch planter. I don't know what happened to it, but it was living its life in the bathroom, and with me traveling and whatnot, it just was not happy. Sound off in the comments down below if you have this peperomia, and do you consider it a dramatic plant or easy to grow? Because I know some of you do really well with this plant and some of you guys struggle with this plant. This is a very expensive plant in my part of the world. So will I repurchase this plant for the 3rd time, which is like the max I will purchase a plant before I say, okay, time to move on, it's okay, you know? I don't know if I would repurchase this plant again, but I have a huge love for peperomias, and I will collect as much peperomias as I come across. So I decided to repurchase this one because it's not common, like say an obtusifolia, the rubber plant, and that's a peperomia as well. Those are common. You probably can see them in the garden centers, but hey, I don't know, you know, maybe you might be able to find this at a department store or a big garden center. I'm not too sure because I haven't been in any lately and checked out in my area what they're selling. But I know some of you guys say there's some rare plants out there being sold at these huge department stores, like the Raven ZZ. And if you guys watch my Instagram stories, or if you guys are not following me on Instagram, I have 3 accounts: my main account, my plant account, my resin account. I shared some like plant stories on my plant account over the weekend when I was doing my filming for the Come With Me, and it was so crazy, the prices. That Raven ZZ was going for like $200. It didn't buy it. I know one of you guys had gifted me a cutting and it didn't make it, so if I ever come across the ZZ plant, maybe I'll purchase it, but for a reasonable price, not $200. This was fairly reasonable for the plant size and for what it is. So this is my second time and I'm back trying again, and we'll see, you know, maybe it's also to the growers or where it's coming from, and it's in bloom right now. So let's see how it does with me, but we'll see if this doesn't work well with me, will I repurchase it for the third time? I'm not sure, but let's see when I will restyle this and where is it gonna live. I'm not too sure if I'm gonna do the bathroom again. Maybe we just might have to find this shady area in the patio perhaps. We'll see. Okay, third repurchase plant. And we're not gonna talk about the reason why I'm repurchasing this plant. It wasn't my fault, but if you're really close with me, you know what happened to my Prince of Orange. Yeah, so my Prince of Orange was my big birthday plant purchase for last year's birthday. So we're repurchasing it again. And this one is not in the greatest condition, but I bought it because there's 3 sections here. There's one baby here, here, and here. Not in the greatest condition, so I definitely want to do a planting with Jewelyn and see what's going on in here and put it into a different setup. And depending, you know, I might put one in the greenhouse and let it live in the greenhouse, and then maybe this main one can live in a planter with the baby. Sound off in the comments down below if you have the Prince of Orange or see the Prince of Orange in your city. Is it a common plant? Is it a rare plant? For me, it's considered rare. So when I seen this plant, even though if it's in rough condition, I decided to buy it, and we'll see what happens. But my plan is probably take this one into the greenhouse, and then this one will be in a planter, and probably living in the patio is where I'm probably going to put it. But second time repurchasing this plant, not a common plant for me, so definitely not a common plant for me, so I definitely wanted to take advantage of repurchasing it. And the fact that there's 3 of them in there, I feel like there might be a good chance that we'll be able to, you know, who knows what they'll look like in a year. I have high hopes for that philodendron. Another one that I purchased is philodendron Moonlight. Now, I've never seen this plant before. It's not in the greatest condition. It's so tiny too, you know, so it's one of those plants where sometimes I'll get impatient, you know. I have the plant, it's tiny, but I see the plant again and it's big and beautiful. I may repurchase it. I don't know if I've ever seen the Moonlight before, and sometimes plants are mislabeled in retail spaces. So let me know if you have the philodendron Moonlight. Do you think it's a plant worth purchasing? And being a philodendron collector, because I have a huge philodendron collection, I said I'm gonna give this baby a try, and let's see how it does for me. And maybe this might just live in the greenhouse maybe for now till it gets a little bigger. I haven't decided yet, but this is new for the collection. We'll see. I feel like it's a common plant, but I've never seen the Moonlight before. Maybe I'm not looking for it. There's a Rhaphidophora that I've never seen in person before, and it's one of those plants where if you see the big mother plant, you'll understand why I have a baby. The leaves kind of like fan out like a hand, and I'm looking forward to see how this does for me. I want to say there's 2 sections in here, I'm not too sure. Rhaphidophora deruvisa, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, and I'm looking forward to see this hopefully make it and see what it's gonna look like in my collection as an adult plant. But not the greatest condition, but we're gonna work with it. And I don't know how I'm going to have this plant in the collection. I may just leave it like this until it gets larger. Oh, I see a little leaf coming up here, and then maybe I might transplant it, but couldn't pass up on this Rhaphidophora. Purchase of the day. This was a plant that I was contemplating on getting. This is the Painted Lady, and I know a subscriber had given me a cutting, and I'm trying to think. No, it didn't make it. It did not make it. So this is probably the reason why I decided to purchase such an expensive plant. And there's a spider. We're not taking this spider to Santa Monica. Go away. I don't know if it came from the plant nursery or what, but this is a very I don't want to say if it's a sought out plant, but if you're a collector of philodendrons, then you're definitely going to want this in your collection. This painted lady is pretty cool the way how it's growing. I'm probably going to want to stake it up, so we'll see, because I don't want it to keep growing out this way. I'm going to probably stick it up on a pole and try to get it upright. Let's see how it does with me. Please send good energy, good vibes, plant prayers for all of the plant babies that I got. Not only a handful of them are repurchased plant babies, but they are not common plants, and we don't want to see anything happen to the new plant babies right in the collection with my crazy schedule. So this is my beautiful philodendron painted lady in all her glory, and I'm looking forward to putting this somewhere, maybe in the studio, I would like to think. If not, it's going to live in the patio, but probably in the studio with my other rare philodendrons. So I'm really looking forward to integrating this into the collection, looking forward to do some planting with Jewelyns. I do have a handful of plants that I've shared in previous videos of purchasing for the collection that are still sitting and waiting to be planted up. So I will do a planting with Jewelyn. I don't know if it's gonna be before I go to Las Vegas in 2 days or when I come back to Santa Monica from Las Vegas next week, but there will be a planting with Jewelyn coming up, and I'm looking forward to integrating these plants into the Santa Monica collection. None of these will go to Las Vegas. Maybe one of the cactus ferns, I can take a section just to kind of test out the waters, the Las Vegas waters, and see how the cactus fern will do there. I don't mind, since there's several sections in there, so we'll see. But I hope you guys enjoyed my early birthday plant haul. Sound off in the comments down below. What was your favorite plant? Do you have any of the plants? Any care tips? Or if you have the plants, where are you styling them? And I look forward to doing, hopefully in the new future, another plant shopping trip in a different part of California would be nice. And I look forward to seeing these in beautiful white planters. So I'm gonna sign off here. I'm gonna make my drive back to Santa Monica. Hopefully it won't take me more than 5.5–6 hours to get home. And it was a really fun trip for me to not only film for the main channel and plant shop, but also to do some amazing pop-ups. So I want to thank you guys so much for supporting the channels, and stick around because I did film travel with Jewelyn for the vlog channel of my adventures out here in Northern California. And it's so nice to come back to the Bay Area after moving away 4 years ago, and still continuing to film for both of the channels is really fun for me. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me on another plant haul. I miss doing plant hauls, and this one was very special for me. And these are all my birthday plant babies for 2021. Leave a comment down below if you treat yourself for your birthday or special occasion with a plant baby, and what plant baby was that? Or if you're treating yourself to a plant baby for your birthday this year, what plant is it? I would love to know. I will see you soon. Until next time, aloha from Oakland, California, East Bay. Bye.